Somewhere off the coast of West Africa lies a group of islands with a population of only 500,000 people. That's less than the capacity of every Premier League stadium combined. Their goalkeeper is 40 years old and plays in Portugal's second division. Their striker delivers the goal of the tournament against Argentina, the 2022 World Cup champions. You probably already know who I'm talking about. Cape Verde, one of the greatest underdog stories of this World Cup. A team that drew against Spain, the World Cup champions. Even with 27 shots, 7 on target, and an expected goals figure of 2.1, Spain couldn't find a way through. Cape Verde's goalkeeper was an absolute wall. So what actually happened? Spain didn't play badly. They created the chances and dominated possession. And yet a team from a tiny Atlantic island that most people couldn't find on a map just stopped them. The answer isn't tactical, it's psychological, and it goes much deeper than one game. This wasn't luck. Take Greece as an example. Greece won Euro 2004 as 80-1 outsiders, a squad whose own players said before the tournament, the target was to win one game, just one. That would have been enough. They beat France, who had Zidane, Henry, and Vieira. Then they beat the Czech Republic, who were the best team in the tournament. On top of that, they beat Portugal twice, including in the final. And before every single game, their coach Otto Rehhagel kept calling the opponent the favorite. Even after beating France, even after reaching the final, he deliberately did it. Being the underdog isn't a disadvantage. It's a weapon. And there's actual science behind this. In 2020, Samir Nurmohamed, a researcher at the University of Pennsylvania, published a study called The Underdog Effect in the Academy of Management Journal. What he found was this. When people are told they are unlikely to succeed, something specific happens psychologically. Instead of accepting that verdict, they want to prove it wrong. The lower the expectation, the stronger that desire becomes. Psychologists call it reactance, but it only works under one condition. You can't be the favorite. Which is exactly why Rehhagel kept calling every opponent the favorite. He wasn't being modest. He was protecting his players from ever accepting the world's opinion of them. There's a phrase in sports psychology that explains this better than anything else. Playing to win versus playing not to lose. They sound like the same thing, but they're not. When you're the favorite, you play not to lose. Every missed chance feels like a crisis. You take fewer risks. And without even realizing it, you become worse. When you're the underdog, you play to win. You have nothing to defend, no reputation on the line. So you do something the favorite can't. You play freely. Research from the Association for Psychological Science found that favorites and underdogs go into a game with completely different mindsets. The favorite is thinking about protecting what they have. The underdog is thinking about taking what nobody thinks they can have. And you can see it on the pitch. Spain against Cape Verde, Spain created 27 shots with 7 on target. But watch Spain's body language as the game went on. Every missed chance got heavier and seemed to shake them a little more. The favorite was suffocating under their own expectation. Cape Verde, meanwhile, just kept playing with nothing on the line. Because here's what happens to a team that's supposed to win. The first missed chance is fine. The second is concerning. By the 5th or 6th, the anxiety starts to change how they play. They start forcing things, taking shots from worse positions, rushing passes that should be simple. Not because they're worse players, but because the weight of expectation is physically changing their decision-making. Psychologists call it choking under pressure. When anxiety gets high enough, players start consciously thinking about movements they normally do automatically. The skill hasn't gone anywhere. The pressure has just redirected the brain's attention to things it should never be paying attention to. The underdog doesn't have this problem. Cape Verde's goalkeeper Vozinha wasn't thinking about expectations. He was just saving shots. Greece's defenders weren't thinking about history. They were just marking their man. When you have nothing to lose, your brain stays exactly where it needs to be. Which is why the biggest upsets in football almost always follow the same pattern. The favorite dominates. The underdog defends. Time passes. The favorite gets anxious. The underdog gets stronger. And then, one moment. One chance. And the underdog takes it because they were never afraid of missing it in the first place. Because when nobody expects anything from you, you have nothing to be afraid of. And a player with nothing to be afraid of is the most dangerous player on the pitch.